Hello and welcome to this live. And it's been a long-waited time that we've been waiting for. And today, in this today's session, we are going to interview one of our coaching clients whom uh, who is taking action and is able to get clients. I know one of the most important things is that how do you get clients as a coach or a consultant? And even if you're currently getting clients, how do you get many more clients? So one of our coaches, Halima, I will be letting her in soon, has been able to put into practice whatever we have been training her and coaching her on, and she's been able to start getting clients. And I think this is something that's very important, especially for new coaches and consultants who want to get new clients. And even if you've been in the business for some time, how do you even get more clients at this particular time? So I want to introduce Coach Halima. Coach Halima, welcome, Coach Halima, to our show. And we are glad to have you in your busy schedule, and you've created time for our show. At least this will show people that what you're saying to them is we just have some people putting it into practice. So welcome aboard, Coach Alima. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. So you're welcome to We Are Live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And tell us about yourself. Who is Halima?
Well, Halima is a professional life coach and mentor.
Okay.
I have over 40, over not 45, over 15 years
Okay.
experience in the corporate leadership, and I'm
Uh-huh.
extremely passionate about helping teenagers to
All right.
discover their best version. Yeah.
hmm So how did you get into coaching? Are you certified, and why just teenagers?
Okay. I got into coaching at a time in my life when I was thinking of what value can I offer to the society. And yes,
hmm
I am certified. I'm actually a certified master practitioner with an institution known as Insight Coaching Community in the US.
Uh-huh.
I'm also a certified professional coach locally through a company called CDI. And
hmm
yes, I'm also a certified Champs Academy coach for teens and kids from the UK.
Okay. So, what's been your experience in the coaching world, especially in our country, Kenya? Do you coach nationally and internationally, or yeah?
Well, it's been an interesting journey. Initially, I just wanted to help. I would reach out to, teenagers, and this is because I'm actually a mother of three of them, and I've been a caregiver to
Okay.
many others. So
Uh-huh.
I just found myself being interested in understanding them and, just giving them space to express themselves. When I started that with my own, that time my firstborn was like 12 and a half years, it
hmm
really gave me insight into, the difference I would offer, or rather the difference that I offered at that time as a mother and as a
hmm
coach. And from that conversation, I got to understand that yes, this group of growing young adults would sometimes wish for somebody who can listen to them a bit better than I would have done as a mother, as a parent,
hmm
and they tend to open up more to somebody who is not there to give them answers, but is there to challenge them to think a bit deeper for themselves.
Oh, okay, great. So I remember you started looking for clients even before when we were getting started. Sometimes back then, you got started looking for clients even without a website. Your website was not up, but you were already looking for clients out there. So tell us about the journey of your first live training that you had. How did you go about getting people to pay for that short event, and where get these people, these 12 people who attended your event? How did you get them?
Okay. Initially, I used to reach out to friends and family to be
hmm
able to have a chat with them. Most of my chats were a bit casual, but yes,
hmm
when I got now to understand how to put in a good process and a good system to be able to attract clients, I did that with my first in-person workshop in February of this year. I
hmm
got out of my comfort zone to arrange for this particular one because I was inviting people I didn't know, like yes, through friends and through family, but a lot of even the ones who turned out were people who I was meeting for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
What I did is, based on the training that I had with you, I followed the presentation format, and
Mm-hmm.
I got to build my engagement, showing value to my potential clients who are interested in dealing with me as a coach. I clearly connected with them on what issues
Mm-hmm.
they and their teams were going through, and how they can be, they can benefit from my one-to-one coaching program. It was
Mm-hmm.
an extremely lively discussion, and I had a number of them express interest. And yes, three of them committed, and we have already set off. We are already in the course with them.
That is great. That's great insight. So, for those who are waiting to have everything perfect and they want to have their website live, they want to have their funnel running up and running, and they want everything to be perfect before they get started. What challenge would you give them?
I would actually challenge them to just start. I got to realize that I can't have everything. The way we see it, let's say in the media, or the way we see other coaches that we admire doing it. For them also, I got to learn. It has been a process, but the most important thing is actually to start. A lot of us are sitting on our service. We are not getting out to reach to our right, clients, our right clients, our right customers, because we are waiting for
Hmm.
things to be perfect. What I'm learning now, and what I have been putting in practice, is, do with whatever I have. I'm doing with whatever I have at hand, and I'll continue developing
Yeah.
it as I progress in my business.
How important would that presentation script that we shared in terms of your presentation and your engagement with your clients?
No, it's very helpful. I'm actually going to apply it
Mm-hmm.
again in my next workshop. It's very, very helpful. It sets a flow
Mm-hmm.
and a guidance for the engagement. It actually
Mm-hmm.
allows for a tester. I liked the part where, in between my flow, I would actually give a tester to the audience, and tell them exactly what I have on offer, without
Mm-hmm.
just mentioning it, without putting my attendees under a lot of pressure. So
Mm-hmm.
that flow would, build some curiosity, and at the same time, a great guideline for the engagement.
So just to our viewers about this presentation script, Alima's been our client for for almost 2 years now. We've been up and down, and I think when COVID started, I think that's when I ran an ad. Then we get into contact with her. So I think probably Alima would start running ads in the near future. And if when you've grown with this, you can start running ads. But even before you start running ads, you realize that you can start with your group of connections that you currently have, and you let them know about what you're doing. So those who are not yet getting started, I know as we have been interviewing over 150 coaches, one thing I realize is that there are many who are already satisfied. They have their curriculum, they've developed a program, but they're not yet getting started. They're afraid to even tell their friends about what they do. So what he did was to start going to those who know her already without having to run advertisement, spending on advertisement, and then arrange for a physical meeting. And as you realize, she said she got 3 clients for that. Used. What are your fees? Could you maybe tell our viewers your fees if you're comfortable with that?
Well, my fees, I'm actually comfortable saying that I charge $1,000 for an engagement with a teenager, and my teens
Mm-hmm.
nowadays are anywhere between 9 years to 25 years. I've come to realize teenagehood is no longer 13 to 19. For me, my interest is really dealing with young people who need someone to hold space for them to express themselves. But yes, my fee is
Mm-hmm.
actually $1,000 for that engagement. Our engagement, length is actually 3 to 6 months, but it goes even to a year depending on the schedule of the child. Right now, I'm
Mm-hmm.
very busy when they're on holiday, but yes, when they open school, we will actually schedule according to their availability, when they are on half term, or for the day scholars, once or twice every month we are able to
Mm-hmm.
meet. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can hear some. cockroach in the background, but we are working this from our homes. So that's why you can hear those sounds. I hope you'll bear with us. It's natural. We are in our natural environment. But I think you realize that as you are setting up to go, that this could be a lesson to maybe other coaches and consultants too, that you may start thinking that your ideal audience is this age, this specific age. But as you start with your ideal clients, as you meet their needs, you realize probably now you move. I remember you were coaching 11, is it 12 to 18 initially?
Yes, I had initially set it for 12 to 18.
Hmm.
But things like a child wanting to be listened to, or some of our kids are getting into puberty a bit earlier at 11,
Hmm.
at 10, and all that. So they are facing these issues with their bodies, their hormones, and sometimes how they communicate to other people, their self-esteem. So I realized I can't limit to myself to 12 to 18, because parents would reach out to me with 10-year-olds, and others with their youngsters at the university at 22, at 23. And yeah, so I've expanded that bracket.
Okay, so one lesson that's for our viewers and the coaches out there. Sometimes you might set out that this is the customer avatar that I want to deal with. But as you deal more with them, you realize that there are other circumstances which might be out of your definition. So experience teaches us a lot. We have had to change our program for coaches and consultants for some time. The more we engage with more coaches and consultants, the more we realize their exact needs. And one thing that I would encourage new beginners in this, if you are not started, it's better to start with one-on-one coaching. Then you really understand the needs of your audience. And just talk a little bit about the customer avatar. At the beginning, the first thing that we did was to create your customer avatar. How did you how did that change your perception in terms of your understanding of your ideal client?
No, it was really eye-opening. You see, when I say I'm a teenage coach,
Hmm.
initially one can define, or I even had defined for myself, that my client is actually the teenager.
Hmm.
But yes, I got to realize that yes, my client is actually the sponsor of the teenager.
Hmm.
This could be the parent, or a guardian, or
Yeah.
somebody who would be willing to put them in the program. And even within that, we got to narrow down to who exactly is this ideal client. In our customer
Hmm.
avatar journey, I learned about who is the actual ideal client for me.
Yeah.
And that narrowing down really showed me that yes, I can have 100 parents, 1,000 parents with teenagers, which is really what is there in the world. But
Hmm.
how do I bring myself to be able to focus on my ideal client? So it was very helpful. I now know who my ideal client is and how to position the solution that I believe
Hmm.
they are seeking.
That's great. And we thank you very much for taking action. Sometimes we could be having trainings like this, maybe one-on-one sessions, but when it comes to taking action, there are some of the coaches and consultants we deal with who would take time to take the action, especially on what we learn and coach them about. So we are very glad that you're able to take action on whatever we have discussed. Remember, I'm talking about the client avatar. One of in our coaching program for coaches and consultants in terms of digital marketing and how to grow their clients and get customer. One of the things that we do is to first of all help you clearly define your client. Then we go through the customer journey, how you take your customer from a stranger to a paying client, and then other marketing options to follow up. And she's been able to take action. So even before, let me just show you her website. She's been able to come up with a website after we started our sessions. And actually, let me just share the screen and show you her website. So at the beginning, when we were starting, she didn't have this. So we managed to host her website and everything. Okay, let me just share screen with.
As you share, it's still work in progress.
Yeah, it's still work in progress, and I want to show our viewers that nothing is impossible. You can even start the way you are. You don't have to wait for everything to be perfect before you even. these clients, these three clients, you can do the math, for example. Uh, these three clients she got even before the website was up. So you can get started right away. And if you do the math, three clients charging $1,000, and then now you can do your math. And I believe she's going live. When is the next live that you're going to have? Have you set a
The
date for
next
it?
the next
The next
live, yeah, will be, it will be on 30th of April, Saturday the 30th
mhm.
of April.
All right. So we will share the links to her live session, and people will able to book. So even that, right now we are going to the phase where she wants to start getting online. Initially, she was going physically in physical meetings, but now we want to take this online so that she can be able to meet other people. And then probably after that training, we will use those same videos to run ads for her in the future, showing the results that she's able to deliver to your class. Remember that in the coaching world, what is most important is not your coaching program that customers want to buy. What's most important is the transformation that you're giving to your clients. And this show we are talking about coaches transforming lives. So we will be interviewing our clients one by one. We are scheduled to have another interview next week, same somebody who's already getting results out of our interactions and collaboration, I would call it. Tell me, Halima, what's been your experience dealing with us so far?
So far, quite helpful. I have seen your commitment in guiding me, and you're quite generous in terms of sharing, these systems and sharing the processes.
Hmm.
So, I had come from a place where I have this skill, I have this value that I want to share with the masses, with the community, but I did not know how to package it. I did not know how to even market it or sell it out. So
Hmm.
this has been extremely helpful.
Yeah, we appreciate your taking action. Sometimes you could share and do all those kind of things, but people don't take action. So there is a belief. There are many coaches out there that they believe they are now coaches, and probably they say that they don't need other coaches. So maybe you want to ask a question: do coaches need coaches?
Oh
Yeah.
yes. Oh yes.
Hmm.
Coaches need coaches. And for me, a coach is anyone who can hold space for you to bring out the best of yourself.
Hmm.
So I do have coaches. You're one of them, coaching me in this journey of taking my business out there. I do have other coaches, life coaches that I deal with. Those who trained me, and some of them we've taken that further to have this one-on-one engagements whenever I feel down or whenever I need to, just gain some insights. Like the
Hmm.
place where I trained, which is the Insight Coaching Community.
Hmm.
Insight is actually the word. Whenever we need clarity, or whenever as a coach I need to just redefine my thoughts, I do talk to my coach. So yes, coaches need coaches.
Okay, so probably I know there are some people could be watching right now live, and maybe probably when we let this go out, I think the people would be watching this before 30th of April, when you are planned to have your sessions. So tell them about what you intend to cover, and probably invite the teenage parents or maybe guardians who would like maybe to have their teenagers coached. What would you be talking about briefly?
On the 30th of June, I'm having a discussion with parents on how to manage their teenagers' emotions. I get these topics, and I
Hmm.
get the focus on what to discuss from my interaction with parents here and there. So a few parents have expressed the need to be able to understand how to manage the emotions, the anger, the confusion, the anxiety that their teenagers go through. So my focus on the 30th will actually be to talk on how to help your teen manage negative
Hmm.
emotions.
Okay. Out of your coaching experience, let me ask you: how did you get your first coaching client? How did you get your first coaching client, if you can remember?
My very first coaching or paying.
it doesn't matter whether
Okay.
it's paying. When we get these clients, people will not know whether they pay or not unless you say. But you're fast.
Okay.
You're very fast. Yes,
My
even
very
paying or
first,
not.
my very first coaching client was actually my own son.
Okay,
Um,
that's interesting.
yes, part of what I
Hmm.
was doing with my then coaching school, where I was getting my
Hmm.
first certificate, was a
Hmm.
requirement for me to have a recorded session just to see how I was practicing the competencies that I had learned, which is under ICF, International Coach Federation. So I wanted to put that in practice, and I actually asked my own son to, to be my audience, or, I actually expressed to them what I'm doing, and I told them who a coach is. And a coach was, in my definition then, a coach was different from a mother in this case, because I'm the mother and the coach. And a
Hmm.
coach is somebody who, is purely non-judgmental, will give you space, they listen to you, they will allow you to express yourself, and do not fear and do not be afraid of saying anything. So that was my very first coaching session with my own son.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, do you think there could be a conflict of interest, or maybe if you take that, let me, maybe because I'm looking at maybe coaches who have not yet gotten started, that you're telling them that they can start with their members of the family. Do you think there's some bias there in terms of performance, or maybe when you how do you balance this? Because as a parent, the relationship between the parent and the child. How do you balance that so that you become a coach and you the link you're being a parent uh, and you're now a coach? How do you separate that? Were you able to?
Well, it takes some practice to be able to wear
Mhm.
the two hats without any conflict. But from the discovery that I had in even the way I handled my son in that first coaching session,
Mhm.
the experience then was that, these are actually two different people. And I'm still coaching my children. I have three teenagers.
Okay.
I'm still
Mhm.
coaching them up to today, and I have seen a difference in the way we talk, in the way we carry a conversation when it
Mhm.
is a coaching conversation. So
Mhm.
you'll find when somebody wants to even share something and they tell me,
Mhm.
can we have a moment? There's a way
Mhm.
they ask, and I get to know this guy wants to be listened to by a coach. Other
Okay.
times, as mother and son or mother and daughter, we get to just communicate the usual way. And yes, my reactions and my responses would be that of, a parent. But if
Mhm.
somebody comes and tells me, do you have 10 minutes, or, can we have a session this Saturday? I actually retune myself to everything that I have learned, as a coach, the behavior and the competencies of coaching, being able to listen, not jumping into conclusions, allowing for, whoever you're coaching to express themselves fully. And most
Mhm.
importantly, as coaches, because as coaches, we don't give you solutions, we just challenge you to think a bit deeper and come up with your own solutions. I actually incorporate that patience to be able to do that. So yes, um, interestingly, sometimes when somebody wants a favor from me as their mother,
Yeah.
they sometimes want to put it in a coaching context, because they know this person is going to listen, and this person will not jump into conclusions. But
Uh-huh.
it's a wonderful and very interesting journey, especially with your own family. If you have
Mhm.
children, with your children, if you have your spouse, with your spouse, just bringing in those competencies of patience and deep listening and allowing for expression without judgment and all that. It's wonderful.
So what's this one thing that you'd like to tell teenage parents that's most very important? If you are to tell them one thing as a coach, what would you tell teenage parents? And one of the things, maybe you see one of the mistakes that is always common across the board. What would you like to tell them as a coach, teenage coach?
Listen, just
Okay.
listen. Just
Hmm.
listen. We have our own experiences as parents. We have our own wishes for our children. We have some dreams we carry for them, and we believe we have solutions for their future.
Hmm.
But if we just listen, like literally present, when you be present and just listen, offer them this safe space, totally non-judgmental. Don't conclude anything for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Allow your child to speak out, and then, let them even come up with their own solutions. If we can do
Mm-hmm.
that as parents, we will
Yes.
help these children rediscover themselves and bring out their best versions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So if you're a teenage a teenage parent watching this, probably which kind of parents should come to you for whom do you think would need this kind of coaching? Parents with what kind of teenagers, or parents who want what kind of transformations for their teenagers? What are they experiencing now that you believe this is the type of parent who needs me to coach their teenage child?
Okay. Um, what I'm hearing from a lot of parents, actually, and most of whom are very interested in attending this sort of engagement, is, you know, they express their children as being um, shy, others being afraid to express themselves, not performing as well as we parents believe is their potential in their academics, others, not wanting to mingle with people. They are totally stuck on their gadgets. There are others who are suffering from some, low self-esteem. There are others who parents believe we are on a parallel. You're not meeting anywhere. If you say this, they say this. If you think this is
Mm-hmm.
good, they think it is bad. If what they're wearing, you think it's not right, they are fighting to be able to have it. So these are the parents, or these are the teenagers that whose parents I would love to talk to, because we want to understand what is this that they're manifesting, what is this that they're expressing, where is it coming from. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so if you have a child, if you have a teenager who, you know all of a sudden you're finding them shy, or you're finding them not wanting to interact, or you're at loggerheads with, or they are performing not as well as they should in school, or you're noticing that they are very conscious of their bodies, or they are low esteem, I mean, they have low self-esteem, you would
Mm-hmm.
be an ideal person to attend this workshop.
Okay. Yeah, so I believe the parents teenagers who are here who are watching a replay, or maybe the main live session, you are able to get that. So if you're experiencing that and you like help with Coach Adija, Coach Halima, we will give you uh, give a link to book an appointment with her on this, the comments of this particular video, or the description. We will add that soon after this live, and you're welcome to participate in that to see the results that she's delivering. And if you're a coach or a consultant, you can also do the same. You can start getting clients. You can hold a session and get clients out of those sessions worth thousands of dollars. This is not thousands of shillings, but thousands of dollars. Uh, so if you like to participate in that, just you can contact us, or you can contact her. We'll give a link at the end of this. So we thank you. I think we are almost at the 30 minutes mark. Thank you for being with us, and at least to show our potential clients and those who'd like to deal with us in terms of the program, to help them to get their program out there, to build their funnels. I think you've given them a reason good enough. I don't know. What would you say? There are everybody out there, and everyone is saying that they can help coaches and consultants. And sometimes you get confused. Everybody is saying a different thing. Uh, the coaching industry sometimes is gotten into by people who are not qualified, who don't give results. So what's been your challenge with everybody coming up to you as a coach and saying they can help you build your funnel, they can help you uh, uh, market your course out there? Have you gotten any confusion out of these many people who come to you, they want to help you, and probably sometimes you derail a little bit from your path of success?
Yeah, I have been through that, and
Hmm.
well, it didn't work. It didn't
Hmm.
work. I think what I like about this process is, number one, I felt very connected, in the guidance and in the process, and
Hmm.
I put it to test and I saw it working. For me,
Hmm.
that is when I felt comfortable, to do this. And
Hmm.
yes, it does make a lot of sense. And I've done my own research to see some of the coaches internationally that I deal with, that, who coach me, or we get to talk because we've done some things together, have
Yeah.
guided me on, this sort of system. So I was glad to find it here locally, and I'm applying it, and it is working. So I would say I've been through all the others, but this one really works well for me.
What would you tell somebody who's sitting on the fence, who is not sure, is confused by, they don't know whether to join our program or not? What would you tell that person? What encouragement, or maybe?
Okay, what I would tell them, for me, it is working. Well, it requires your personal commitment and putting into practice what you have learned. But
Hmm.
yes, most importantly, get into it and start. That's
All right.
important. Yeah.
So I would like to let you go. I know you're busy. We've had 30 minutes, and that's a good time. And we thank you very much for putting into action whatever we've been learning together. And we've, for us, we look at this as a collaboration, and then we're not looking at it as the know-it-all, but we custom our program to meet specific needs of our clients we meet. There are different types of coaches, and all these have various needs. And we thank you for taking action. So your last word, and maybe now I will let you go. What's your last word that you want to say?
My final words is just to say, systems and processes make our coaching or our training a bit more organized and easier. And yes,
Hmm.
I would wish for anyone who wants to, you know, deliver service to their audience, to be able to use a process
Hmm.
that adds value. And yes, thank you very much for this opportunity.
All right. So have a nice time as you keep working on your coaching business, and we will meet again in our next session. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you very much. Bye.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the end of our interview with Coach Halima, and you've seen she said herself the number of clients. So sometimes you could make this as a hype, so that we just say that we help coaches and consultants to get clients, and it's just a hype. This is a live session that we had with her. You've seen what you're able to do to her, and the results that she's been able to get. Even before we build the funnel, she was able to get 3 clients, and she charges $1,000. So even if you had charged her $2,000 or $3,000, probably that would have been worth it, because she already gets clients even before we are 3 quarters through of our sessions. She's a very busy person, and she does this part time. What about if you are doing this full time and concentrated on this? So it's very important to have your system. It's very important to have your working program. It's very important to take action. There are so many people out there who've come out to say that they can help coaches and consultants everywhere. And if you look at the big boys in this, the ones in the Western countries who serve maybe in group coaching sessions, and their one-on-one sessions cost like hundreds of thousands of dollars to work one-on-one with them. But we've worked with many of those coaches, and one thing we've realized, that when it comes to implementing whatever you've learned as a coach or a consultant, it becomes difficult. You don't know where do I get started? How do I get started getting clients? How do I build my website? How do I build my funnels? So what we do is that we make it simple. We look at your situation, we look at what you need, and depending on what you need, we come with a custom plan for you in the various competencies that we have. So it means we will look at your business differently. That's why we're doing a one-on-one coaching. When we're doing this in a group setup, it may be difficult to take action. Yeah, it may be difficult to take action in a group setup. But with us, even if you're not sure of technology, even if you are not sure of how to set up your funnels, we help you set up your funnels. Yeah, so it doesn't matter if you're not good in technology. It doesn't matter whether you've never held any live sessions. We take you through, depending on the state that you are in. If you're already developed and out there and doing so many other things, then we just help you to take you to the next level. So if you feel like you want us to take you to the next level, like we did to Coach Halima, you want to get started online, you want to get started with coming up your program with anything related to that, feel free to book a call with us. We'll also link those who'd like to talk to Halima. Maybe you have a teenage son or daughter, and you like to talk to Coach Halima. You can also ask us how you can get that in the comments and section. And it is true, this is working from one of our clients. It's just it's not a claim that we are making. We did this because we want you to believe that this is working for somebody else, especially in our local country. This is working whichever place that you may be in. This is working everywhere for coaches and consultants. So long as you have a good program, so long as you can deliver results, so long as you can deliver the transformation that your potential clients need, so long as you're ready to take action, this is when we can deal with you. So we welcome you to book a call with us, and we will see if you're a right fit for us to help you achieve the similar results like Coach Halima did. And we thank you for being with us now. And if you have any questions, something that you'd like us to talk about, feel free to get in touch. I see some comment here. Omondi Adelmo. I have business that focuses on corporate fitness, wellness, and my major challenge has been how to get competent in that. Omondi, thanks for being live with us, and feel free to book a call with us. Look at the link that we have here, and surely we can help you do that. We will help you. We can help you to be more competent in what you're offering, depending on the specifics. We want to know what are you currently doing. Do you currently have those corporate clients as well? How do you currently get your corporate clients to get in touch with you? And you say you want to get more competent. What are you doing currently, and what do you need to improve on? So most of the times when you have one-on-one calls with you, then we will get to your unique situation. We will look at your situation as it is, like doctors do. We are professionals at what we do. So look at the doctors. When you go to a doctor, they don't just come up with prescriptions, general prescriptions. They ask you questions. So we would like to ask more questions and get to know your exact situation, how you are, where you'd like to be. And then you can see whether you can be a fit. You can work together in terms of bringing out your competency in your fitness and wellness for corporate clients. What are your current clients saying? Do you have a website that lets in new clients? Do you have social media channels that people can get in touch with you? So thanks, Mondi. Just look at the comment section or the description of this video. Then you'll see a link where you can book a call with us. And that applies to everybody who's watching a replay of this. Feel free to book a call so that we can help you get these results. We are lining up one of our other clients next week to in our Coaches Transforming Lives show, and we welcome you, the coaches out there who are delivering results. We want to expose what you're doing so that you can be able to get even more clients. Thank you for being with us in this fast live session of this show, and may you have a good time. Feel free to ask your questions in the comment if you not answered them live, and we'll get back to you we will look at all those comments and then get back to you appropriately. Thank you very much for being with us. And for those who are not able to ask their questions live, feel free to ask them in the comment section, and we welcome you to book a call with us to see if we can work together. Have a nice time.